Good afternoon, guys, and happy Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces, guys. I don't know why I'm so pooped today. Like, I hardly did anything, like, today, I feel like, compared to, like, yesterday, and like I said, somehow I'm just exhausted today. Maybe it's just from doing so much yesterday, but I ended up actually, I didn't wake up super early today, but I still got up earlier, which I guess is good, but I ended up going to bed pretty normal time, like as I have been going to bed, which is good. So like yesterday I was telling you guys my planner, I literally every little line on my planner for yesterday had stuff marked to get done, and I got everything checked off, which was awesome. And then today I ended up still sort of getting to everything, but that's the whole point. Like, I feel like I didn't do as much today and I was still very tired. Like, and I wanted to get to some extra things too, but I didn't really get to it. And on top of that too, I didn't know, because I told you guys too, my mom was working in the city today. And so she didn't know if she was going to be back in time to be able to go to Jack's awards night tonight, which she wasn't. But originally she'd like texted at like, I think 5 or 5:30, and they ended up leaving at I think 6 o'clock. She said something like, oh, I think I'm leaving now, or something like that. And then she texted again and said, I'm driving coming back home, or something like that. I think at like 5:30, and I was like, I don't think she's gonna get home by 5:30, you know, by 6 o'clock. So we didn't end up actually, she came home maybe about like 15 or 20 minutes like after 6 o'clock, so we probably wouldn't have been able to actually have gone. But yeah, so that was one thing that like I had on my planner for today, but I wasn't sure if we were gonna go. And I finished doing pretty much all of my grocery lists for all of the grocery stores. I just have to like type it all up and everything like that, and then I'm gonna do that probably tomorrow, just because it's all done. All I have to do is just actually, like I said, normally when I make my grocery list, I then type it like out in an email and send it to me and my dad, just so that when we go to the store, we both know what we're looking for. And like, I've had that happen sometimes where like if I make a paper list, I end up forgetting it, or if I write it on my phone, sometimes I don't get it, like I will delete it or it won't sync up, because I'll type it up on my Mac and then try and sync it over to it on my phone, which I've had happen before, and or like I might forget my phone. So just, it's easier that way. But like I said, I just have to finish that part. So I have all of the stuff in my list done. I just have to actually like type it on there. And so once I get that done, then I'll be like completely done. But I finished up the Jewel portion of that today, whereas I finished Valley Produce and Caputo's and Aldi pretty much yesterday. I did the Jewel stuff because I told you guys I had to wait for like those Just For You coupons and everything like that. So anyways, I got that done. But if we do end up, like, I'm gonna make the list for Valley Produce and Caputo's tomorrow in case we end up going, because I told you guys my mom has a doctor's appointment, Matthew has a dentist appointment, both like more in the afternoon. So, but I think they should be back in time for us to be able to go, because we can't go until after 4 o'clock anyway, because that Jack has lifting until then for football. So like, and I think my mom said the appointment was like 2 something. I was like, you'll probably like, or 3 o'clock. I was like, you'll probably be back or close to it by that time. So we may be able to still squeeze it in. If not, we'll have to go like again on Monday or Tuesday of next week. So, but I'm still going to try and get that done. Other than that, I only didn't do dishes today. I edited 4 vlogs. I uploaded 4 vlogs. I did laundry. I ended up, you know, getting my German lesson done. That's something I always write off, like check off on my, you know, my thing. Like I said, I got so much done yesterday compared to today. I don't know why I was so lazy today. Like, I still got everything done, but like I didn't go above and beyond. Like, it felt like I got done yesterday. And like I said, I don't really know why. I did make dinner for tonight. I made chili cheese dogs for dinner tonight. Fancy food, I know. Because I told you guys when I was going through the pantry, I was like, I need to use up some of the stuff that's in here. I saw we had a can of chili, and so I bought hot dog buns at Aldi, and we have a couple packages of hot dogs in the fridge that we haven't been grilling lately because we haven't been grilling. So I was like, we need to figure out a way to use these up. I was like, that is good, that is perfect. And my mom ate like when she was at work, so it was just, I just had to feed Jack and my dad. So I was like, that's that's good. You guys like those, right? So that was what we ended up doing for dinner tonight. But I made a whole, like I said, whole fancy spread for everybody for dinner tonight. But I thought I'd show you guys real quick because on the 6th, 2 days ago, that was St. Nicholas Day, which is, like, we celebrate it maybe a little bit differently than some people celebrate it, I guess. But my parents both celebrated it when they were little, and like, I don't know, I don't hear a lot of people celebrate St. Nicholas Day, like I said, and I don't know how common it is really, just because like I know growing up, like my friends' parents, like they didn't end up doing St. Nicholas Day. Like I thought it was weird, and like it's, I think, supposed to be sort of the tradition of Christmas slightly, because the way my dad's family used to do it was St. Nicholas would come and leave candy in their shoes, sort of like stockings, sort of. Like a little bit like the traditional sense, like you guys can see where there's like the similarities between like that and Santa Claus and like Saint Nick, which is, I think, actually the saint day, like Saint Nicholas Day, versus, like I said, it's just sort of incorporated then into the Christmas like tradition. But like I said, my parents, like that was the way my dad, I think, said he used to do it, like something like that, like they get like a little toy or something like that and like candy in their shoes. Which, thinking about it now, I'm like, that's sort of a little gross, like you just leave like candy in your shoes. But when I was little, and I think the same way my mom's, like her family ended up doing it, was that they would leave the presents underneath their bed. However, with dogs, we don't have presents get left underneath the beds anymore, and like it was always a big thing too when I was little, because I had to make sure that underneath my bed was cleaned. I couldn't just throw stuff underneath there and be like, I cleaned my room, you know. Then Saint Nicholas knew that under my bed did not get cleaned because I threw all of my clothes and or toys, whatever it was, you know, like underneath my bed. So it was always a big thing to make sure that underneath my bed was clean before Saint Nicholas Day. But like I said, that was how we used to do it when I was little. Now that we're older, Saint Nick does not leave them under the bed anymore because, like I said, the dogs will get them. Now it just sort of gets left on the dresser or desk or something like that. So Saint Nick doesn't have to try and find space underneath the bed. But like I said, it's always just like little gifts. But the way my family has done it since pretty much most of the time since I was, and I don't know who, like if it was like my mom's tradition or my dad's tradition, or if they just started doing it with us, but we always get a calendar every year, and then again, it's normally like a little gift or something like that, and like candy and stuff. So like I said, that's normally what we wind up like getting for St. Nicholas Day. But like I said, it is sort of like a tradition that I don't hear a lot of people like celebrate and stuff like that. And again, as a little kid, I didn't get the tradition because I was like, well, who's Saint Nick and who's Santa Claus? And like, and why does he come on the 6th and then drop like little gifts, and then Santa Claus brings the big stuff? And I was like, and so like I said, it was a little confusing as a child. I didn't quite get it, but again, you know, like I said, it's an interesting, like I said, holiday that I don't hear a lot of people at all celebrate, like especially now. And like I said, maybe it was more common back in the day. Now people are like, like we'll just do Christmas, you know, sort of thing, or whatever it is. But like we still wind up doing it. And honestly, almost every year that I've been pretty much like in high school, I'd say, I've mostly forgotten about St. Nicholas Day. Like all of a sudden my parents are like, oh, like I've always known it's the beginning of December, but oh, St. Nicholas coming tonight or something like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, that is right. Like, you know, it's, I guess it's the 6th. I think it's the 6th that we celebrated on. Like I said, I don't know. Like, or maybe it's actually on the 5th and it's the, like, he comes on the 5th. The night of the 5th, but then we get the gifts on the 6th. I'll show you guys real quick what I ended up getting. I told you guys normally it's always like a calendar, at least for some reason that's our tradition. Like when I was obviously like really little, like 2, 3, 4 years old, stuff like that, didn't really have much use for a calendar. But again, now that we're older, like I remember my parents all the time getting them, like because it was always like close to the start of the new year. So, you know, like it's the beginning of December and it's almost the following year. So we'd always get calendars, like a new calendar for that year, like, you know, on St. Nicholas Day. That was just always our thing. Like I said, I remember like that dating back to, again, when I was like little. But that's just like one of our traditions. So I got the Thomas Kincaid Disney collection, Dreams collection, like calendar, because this is like my favorite one that I love. Some of them are a little similar, like this one actually looks different. I don't think I've seen this one or that one, or maybe I did have this one last year. I don't know. Some of them look different. I think the main one too. I didn't have, like, but I've seen some of these because I get this one almost every year. They're normally, like, always have some different months in there, but some of them are similar. So like I said, that's what I have up on my wall right now, but I love it. I love the coloring in it and, like, the Thomas Kincaid, and my mom a lot of times gets, like, the normal one, not, like, the Disney one, but it's, like, the houses or whatever it is. But I remember her always getting that, and then I stumbled across it. There was actually, like, the Disney Dreams collection. I thought it was so cool, so I asked for this kind of calendar like every single year, because honestly I don't know what other kind of calendar really like I would get. So that's just what I go with. I ended up also getting some little earrings, these little stud earrings, and it's actually what I really like about this, because I have almost all of my necklaces, or no, almost all of my earrings are silver. I have like no gold, so these will work really well to match with some of, because I actually have a lot of gold necklaces, but I don't have a lot of gold earrings to match. So a lot of, like I said, that is silver, so I actually have some stud ones that I can wear to match with some of my necklaces and bracelets also too. And then I also got a Pez dispenser because St. Nick knows that I am not a huge candy person, other than like certain kinds of chocolate, but I love Pez. So I got a SpongeBob Pez dispenser. I think Jack got one too, but we ended up, like I said, getting that also for St. Nicholas Day. So again, that was, like I said, St. Nicholas Day stuff. But like I said, it's like not a holiday that I hear a lot of people like celebrating, and or like if I do, like I don't know how they really celebrate it either, because it's not just like, oh, it's like Christmas, like, you know, everybody sort of has their different Christmas traditions, but like, you know, like if you celebrate Christmas, then you probably celebrate it very similarly to a lot of other people. The same thing with like Thanksgiving. You might have different traditions, foods that you bring, but if you celebrate Thanksgiving, you probably celebrate it very similarly. You probably have it for lunch and not actually for dinner, because why is that a thing? Why is everybody always having Thanksgiving for lunch? It's supposed to be Thanksgiving dinner, but people decide that it's appropriate to start it at like 1 o'clock. It's just something that, again, I don't hear a lot of people having or celebrating or anything like that. Like when I was little, I always thought they were just little gifts to help like tie you over until Christmas, so that the anticipation wasn't like so crazy. Like I remember getting like a little Polly Pocket thing when I was like real little, or again like I remember getting like books too, like sometimes, and I remember Matthew getting like a little VHS, like a baby Einstein's VHS, when like I think that was honestly his first St. Nicholas Day, because I remember we still lived at our old house, and so like I said, it was always just like some little toys, or you know, little something, and maybe some candy and stuff like that, just to sort of like get you to Christmas, was how I always felt like it was, because I was like, oh yes, like I can have this toy, you know, and like play with it until Christmas, that it was like new and fresh, and the anticipation then for Christmas wasn't like crazy high, because I was like, oh, I just got like a little gift or something like that. So you know, like some candy. I wasn't eating like all of the like Christmas cookies, sprinkles and decorations and stuff like that. If I had like a little bit of my own like Christmas, like, you know, holiday chocolates or something like that, or candy or whatever, like I said, just to sort of like get me through to Christmas. So anyways, yeah, and it was more incentive to also be good like in November and stuff like that, or the beginning of December, like St. Nicholas, sort of. It was sort of the same thing too, like you also had to be good for St. Nicholas to bring you a gift, like Santa Claus. So like I said, yeah, like it's an interesting holiday. I don't hear, like I said, a lot of people talk about or like celebrate, or again, and if they do, it's different sometimes, like I said, the way even my parents did to the way that they do now. But like I think that for the most part, like my extended family sort of does too, because obviously like the tradition was passed down, but like I never even heard like my cousins ever really talk about it, like when we were growing up and stuff like that. Like I said, I remember the day after, so like the 6th, I remember my friend coming over, and like I was like, oh, what did you get for St. Nicholas Day? And she was like, what's that? And I was like, you don't celebrate St. Nicholas Day. And it was this huge thing, I just remember. And I was trying to like explain to her what it was, and she's like, so you don't get it in your stocking, and it's not Santa Claus, it's St. Nick. And I was like, yes. And at the time too, I was like, you know what, there's a little loophole in here. Some of this stuff is not making that much sense. So yeah, anyways guys, I'm gonna take a shower and get to bed now. I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.